Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 4 of Agatha All Along. I actually came prepared this week because last week somebody actually finally said the name. Not get my hopes up that we're going to keep getting more references, but I thought it'd just be a little fun thing to do. But let's go ahead and hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you come over to the channel, it gives you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote what movies we react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do the things that we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate if you enjoy this reaction. So at least like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. And with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 4, If I Can't Reach You, Let My Song Teach You. Here we go. Oh yeah, a lot of you guys had mentioned, and I guess I missed it when we were watching, she died because they didn't actually get a piece of her hair to include in the potion.
Be respectful. For all we know, her mother died on the road, too.
My mom did die on the road.
We don't know that for sure. She could still be out here.
She died on tour.
That's the road she meant.
So, if you're not trying to find her out here, why did you come with us?
She said the road would save me.
Maybe break the curse, the ability to sever that fate that seems to be following everybody in her family.
R.I.P. Mrs. Hart. Well, shall we?
God, she's so cold.
Okay. So, what's the problem now? A woman is dead, Agatha.
Yes, and Alice and Teen are kindly digging a grave for her. So they'll catch up when they can. Vamonos!
When I do the cape thing, it means come on.
Pick. Okay. Of course the road killed her. More power for the rest of us.
Setting aside your
Wow.
staggering callousness, we still have the issue of our incomplete coven.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay, now I know the confusion.
We needed the whole gang to access the road. But after that, it's anybody's game.
Then what about the trial?
Burn and brew with Coven 2, and glory shall be thine.
With coven true, glory shall be thine.
It's Coven 2.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does if you're a student of the ballad.
Her mother recorded the most popular version of the ballad. So maybe we ask Alice.
Okay.
Chime in, please.
How many witches left the road with you last time?
Well, whatever.
Okay.
We still need a green witch. We would not have survived the last trial without my expertise.
Not all of us did.
Well, according to my count, Mrs. Hart drank 2 glasses of the poisoned wine. How many doses of the antidote did she get?
That was the other thing that a couple people mentioned that I overlooked.
And we shouldn't go forward. Not without a replacement green witch.
People can't be replaced.
Can't they?
What if we summon
She's
backup
ridiculous.
Anybody got a spell book?
Nice.
May she be strong and wise, and the best at her craft.
So is this just going to pull somebody from whatever the hell they were doing at the moment, and they're just going to be sucked into this situation?
May she be pleasant looking?
We don't need no ugly witches over here.
Esse viridis non est facile.
Now what?
Now we wait. True witchcraft takes time. The spell must marinate, gestate.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God.
Oh my god, are we turn Mrs. Hart into a
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Is that you?
Oh, shit. Blackheart herself.
I was in the neighborhood. Surprise. My lady.
Well, looks like she made it into the coven after all.
What's up? I'm Rio.
What's up? Huh?
So, you're a green witch?
Less a green witch, more the green witch. We're supposed to walk.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, this is cool.
Literally taking this in stride, I see.
So, the dangerous but charismatic lady's back. Do you want to talk about it?
That's one way to put it.
Are we in trouble, Agatha?
I mean, she
More than we
is,
were
more
2
than
minutes ago.
likely.
So, what do we think? Can we trust her?
We know nothing about her. We know Agatha hates her. I'd say that goes in the pro column.
Honestly, I don't know how to feel. Do I hate her or do I want her phone number?
Same.
Right? Yeah.
Wah.
Hey.
Hello.
All right, we're just gonna let this play out. All right, we've got our next checkpoint, it seems like. What's it gonna be this time?
Pass.
There is no
Mute me
passing.
already.
What's the plan, Alice?
Go back, go around, go anywhere but in that house.
She recognizes that house, doesn't she? Nope. Turned around and there it is again, isn't it?
Road clearly does not.
Yep. The only way out is through. Dude, Kathryn Hahn and her facial expressions are just the cream of the crop, man. We're at a different phase of the moon this time. Oh.
Check me out.
I mean, seriously, we're an album cover waiting to happen.
There are
Yeah.
changes for the coven.
Maybe there is like a riddle or a kickoff for this one too.
No.
Lovely. Oh, she's probably... witnessed so much of that for herself.
She was trying to open the road, wasn't she?
Her fans were her coven.
Which is it? Am I wispy or am I kooky?
If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Alice, don't.
Don't what?
Pardon?
Don't what?
Don't what?
Oh, fuck. I think she's like, when she's doing that, she's like going in and out of like divinations. Like she's just getting visions, or the visions she's got guys kind of wash over her in these little spurts and spats, but she's not conscious of it I mean, obviously at this point she's not conscious when it happens.
I'm feeling impatient. I'm feeling like I want to cause some damage. It wasn't up to me. Magic, as it does, took the path of least resistance, carried the closest, most appropriate candidate down. Or up.
Sideways? Wherever the hell we are.
Maybe the road is like Switzerland. What if we just call it truce? Just one more adventure. You and me. Like old times? Work and play. So, you tell me. What happens next?
I get the pleasure of watching you do what you do best.
Which is?
Kill all the witches around you. One by one.
Then what?
You get your power, and I get my bodies.
Hey, that's
my coven you're talking about. I'm not
that kind of witch anymore.
I knew it! What does she mean? What is she talking about? You?
I'm sorry, I thought it was a clue!
What made you think that?
It said play me, so I did it. You think we should have just tried to figure out what it's actually saying? Reversing the record? Uh-oh. Metronome just kicked off.
I think this means the trial's started.
Why are you smiling?
She's a tourist.
She's a psycho.
She didn't deny it.
Maybe this curse isn't so bad.
What's doing to her? How do we stop it? Alice, protect her! Can I borrow this? Expelle hoffmalum! Expelle hoffmalum! Expelle hoffmalum!
What the fuck?
The only way to end a curse is to face it.
Oh, her turn.
Her shoulders.
Oh.
Do I have one too?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
What is that? That's the curse.
Record, watch the song forwards.
It's the Ballad of the Witch's Road.
It's you, isn't it? You brought it in here, didn't you?
Leave her alone, Agatha.
I didn't think it was real. I convinced myself they were birthmarks, even though she had the same ones.
Are we talking about a generational curse?
Oh, you poor thing.
Poor us. Now we have our family's old-ass curse?
So now they're sharing it. Oh!
Got attacked by the curse. Does that mean I'm part of the coven? Blessings and burdens alike.
Not a lot of blessings with this group.
Is he okay?
So what? You live in that circle now?
Yeah. A very
plan,
one for all there.
We have to play Lorna's ballad.
I'm not playing that song.
All signs point to a jam session.
What good will it do? The ballad opens the road. We did that. We're here.
Lorna's version is different, though.
You should have burnt to a crisp years ago, but here you are.
Because at any given moment, somewhere, someone is playing that song that you hate so much.
Oh.
Lorna's ballad is a protection spell. It protected you.
And as long as that song is being played somewhere in the world, she's safe. But we're maybe not even in the world right now.
Jen, you're on base.
I'm still in the circle.
Jen! Well, what do you know? Zills.
Let's go.
Keep playing! Keep playing!
I have learned the lesson of all that's foul and fair. Our love. The road is there, and so I dare to risk this heart up. Down, down, down the road, down. To glory at the end.
Oh, great fire!
Just keep playing.
We go down, down, down the road, down the witch's road.
Yeah, rock that triangle.
I can reach you, let my song teach. If I can hold you, remember what I told you. It's the only way we.
Whoa, Jesus! What is that?
I can see it.
Now kill it. Yeah! Fuck it up!
Down, 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 wherever it may bend. I'll see you at the
Good God, that thing is terrifying. Hell yeah! Performed a little bit of an exorcism. I don't know which version of the song I like better. The first, like the plain one that they sang to open the road, but that one was a damn jam.
We did it. Yay.
Oh, the glass. He got a shard from when he got launched through the window.
Hold on. I got it. What else can we do? What else can we do?
Oh, she's actually genuinely attached to him. Oh.
Jen, what do you need, Jen? What do you need?
What was that?
Water and moonlight. Hurry! I think you're making it worse. Wait, you're making it worse!
Okay. There we go. It's like her motherly instincts just kicked in. Yeah, she is like terrified.
We should move him somewhere more comfortable.
Part of me hoped that the road wasn't real, so I could stay angry, because...
Now you know. It was all for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes you sad. Sad is better than angry.
Here. I'm still alive.
Did you put the sigil on me?
No. Actually, I wouldn't know.
That is
works
true.
on the witch you casted as well. That's why we don't use them as much. They're super irritating.
Can it be lifted?
Sigils are destroyed, not lifted. So before you ask how, in that curious little voice of yours, the answer is when they're no longer needed. You don't have to know a person's name to know who they are.
Careful you don't say something nice to me.
No, I won't.
What really happened to your son?
Heal fast. We're not staying here long.
Vampire bite. Right before I knocked out his other two.
Oh.
You know, we really kind of hated each other in the beginning, but now...
Starting to feel a little more like a
now?
coven.
How is he?
Mouthy.
That's a good sign.
Agatha, why don't you show us your battle scars?
Oh. Knitting needle to the elbow. You ever hear of the Daughters of Liberty?
No.
Exactly.
She's just so awkward.
I've got a scar.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
On my heart.
A long time ago, I loved someone. And I had to do something that I did not want to do, even though it was my job. And it hurt them. She is my scar.
Maybe my theory is not too far off. What if they were in love, but she was given the order to claim or retrieve her son? And that's why when she came here onto this table and Teen was, you know, is he going to live or not, kind of, you know, and she looked up in fear. Like there was like a glance, a shared like, don't, or something like that, or even like something that just triggered this memory to her. That's what I got out of that vibe. So there's got to be some kind of connection there, almost like she's like, don't take this one too. Oh, shit.
That boy isn't yours.
Oh, was that what was she starting to think that maybe he was? I don't know that if I should take that at face value or not. But if what was implied in that scene is any indication, I would assume she would know. If we read the room right. Damn. Okay, well, so maybe she is an agent of Mephisto. If she was required to retrieve the boy in exchange for her power. And again, that makes me lean into the idea that maybe Agatha, on her quest for power, made a Faustian exchange, and she didn't know what she was paying. So when the order was given for her son to be taken away, maybe it was good old Aubrey here, Rio, who had to come and do the deed. You know, they had this relationship, they had this connection, and then that forever wounded it. But then it just makes me wonder what all happened after the fact, if that's the case. Because she came in, be like, hey, I'm going to tell Salem Selvin about where you are. She wants to kill her herself. What did Agatha do after that that completely flipped those feelings? And clearly, to feel that passionately about getting back at somebody means those feelings are still very tender and raw, which is what I think they're kind of expressing here. They've kind of come to some loose truce as long as they are on this witch's road. You know, they have to kind of come to this little agreement here to kind of stay away from one another, or not lay hands on one another. But now, through this little trial, it seems like the group as a whole is starting to get a little closer. And during this little bit of vulnerability here, she seems to be like letting her guard down a little bit. So I think that if we link those little context clues together, like when Teen was on the altar and they were trying to figure out what to do while he was bleeding out, you know, Agatha did, like, panicking, look up at her. If she's not Blackheart, I don't know what else she could be. I mean, like, obviously the black heart, and that could just be indicative of what happened. Her heart is blackened because of everything else, and maybe she's not the MCU Blackheart or anything of the sort, but you know, that's immediately where my brain went. Unless she's somehow Death herself. But if she was Death, that would also explain why, if she tried to steal her powers, it would kill Agatha. I think it could go either way, but I'm still leaning Blackheart though. But maybe that's too obvious. There was a little line that I think gave us another bit of a clue that still leans towards either one of my current theories. It doesn't really isolate them, but it gives a little bit more credence to where I'm kind of tracking at the moment. But when it's just Rio and Agatha in the little recording booth, and they're talking about how she was summoned here, she says, magic takes the path of least resistance. It summoned me down, and then she pauses and goes, or up. And that goes back around to what we were talking about. Where would she be coming up from if she is already underground, seemingly? Maybe hell? Or something else of the sorts? I don't know. I think that was just, in the moment, didn't really think about it all that much. I thought that was just her being kooky. But now, like, when we got a little bit more information throughout the remainder of this episode, I was just like, So, something to ponder. But there's definitely some connection to whatever exchange was made for the Darkhold and what happened to her son. I mean, clearly she knows. She was like, if she's confident enough to be like, that boy's not your son. It just makes me think that she knows truly what happened and the fate of her son. But that completely blows my theory about who he is out of the water. I think maybe that's just like those instincts then, because we did keep bringing it back up. And she was kind of sitting by his side. So I think maybe, she, like she said, in that moment to kind of clear her conscience of that, it did seem like maybe Agatha was starting to maybe even believe he could be. Since she doesn't know, it puts the possibility out there that maybe he could be her boy. She doesn't know what happened to him, and she kind of clinged on to some hope or just some motherly instinct that kicked in that's remnant of her absentee son. If we take at face value what we've learned in this episode or what was revealed in this episode, I have to presume he's not Nicholas Scratch, which makes me retreat back to he's Billy. He's Wiccan. After this episode, I'm like 1585, I think, on which way this is going. Because who knows? Maybe she is saying that just to hurt her too. Maybe she's just lying to her in this moment. But then again, after that like vulnerable little moment where she's talking about her own scars, I think in that moment, if anything, she would have been genuine. Or it's the motivator to stab even harder back in her own ways. I don't know. We can only wait and find out at this point. But another trial down. This time around, it was Alice's turn. She kind of got to face what happened to her mother, the reality of everything that her mother was doing, the reason she made this song and kept it going and going and going and ran it and toured it until end on end until she couldn't anymore. It's because as long as this song exists, it's basically a eternal protection spell that has kept her daughter alive this entire time. Like she still like has these like lingering effects of it, but she hasn't been killed by it yet. I just thought that was really interesting. Then the coven just kind of coming together, even though Agatha's going through a little shenanigans here and there, especially like with the little mic and the speakers and stuff like that when she tried to do that little thing with Rio. And then they all just kind of buckled down, played the ballad, played her mom's version of the ballad, and broke that curse. I don't know. I found that very emotional, especially when Alice finally started to kind of join the vocals and leaning into it and let the song take over. Because she was still resistant to it. Even if she was playing it, she wasn't like giving into it. And dude, Lilia and the fucking like going from the little cymbals to the triangle to the maracas. Like every time we cut to her, dude, it cracked me up. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by just Agatha's past. Like obviously I feel like that's clearly the long con little thread of the season is what happened back then, what happened with her son, what happened with those two, and who is teen. Again, after this episode, I'm leaning majority favor towards back to my original theory is that it's Billy. Also, who or what Aubrey Plaza is. They did that summoning spell, and even when Lilia did her divination on who the coven would be, she was included in it. Enough of a witch to qualify as their green witch. But then again, there was that line back when they were in the recording booth when Agatha turned on the speaker system when she was like, hey, by the end of this, you get your power and I get my bodies. I mean, it could still go either way. Mephisto, Blackheart, souls. Either way, death leads to a collection of souls. And if there even was a Faustian deal, you know, and it required the exchange of a life, death would still be able to be the arbiter of that. So again, it doesn't really solidify her as either. It would make sense. There is a lot of death that follows Agatha. She's killed all of her covens. Everybody along her path for power falls. So it would be just like, hey, there's a string of corpses in her wake. But then there was that one time where it came to be where she got the call for a life that she didn't want to take from Agatha, which is interesting. If, again, I don't know. Either way you look at it too. If the road thinks she is an earth witch and she came up from wherever it was she came up from, that association is still there, both to that dominion, you know, as death, life, when it ceases, returns to the earth, returns to the soil. We bury our dead in the earth. If she's Blackheart, if she is an agent of Mephisto, well, most depictions, hell is down under the crust, down in the center of the earth, or beneath the soil in some other plane. So either way, again, it just, who knows? We'll wait and see. But if we didn't have that Blackheart and we didn't have that Mephisto name drop, I probably wouldn't be leaning so hard in the fact that this is like an alteration of the character Blackheart. But that might just be too obvious. The other alternative, again, like I said, right now, the only two options I can think of is Blackheart or Death. Still leaning towards Blackheart. I mean, the literal Blackheart. And that ties her directly towards Mephisto, who would be somebody who does make these types of deals. Instead of the son of Mephisto, it's the daughter of Mephisto. We got the Blackheart on the card. She talked about her heart blackening after all these things. She has something to do with the disappearance of her son and the fallout of that. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just putting out a couple different possibilities, but that's the one I still am kind of I think I'm leaning towards. So I think right now I'm going Blackheart for her, and I'm going Billy yet again for teen. But guys, I'm going to pass it off to you. What do you think? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Man, share it. Your course have Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, and Sam Oyer. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.